You mentioned about the developmental opportunities for people going out on loan. If they're going to a different league, then I can perhaps see that. What about like so Logan going to the same league? Is there any kind of risk factor there that you see that one of your competitors could gain from one of your players that you've spoken about in the past?
I suppose it's got a few different elements to it. As I said, Logan wasn't happy at being a squad player. He wanted to play regularly. Ayr United were the only team really to show an interest in Logan and to give him that opportunity. From our point of view as well, financially, we get a significant contribution toward Logan's wages, which we might be able to use in the next week before the window closes and bring in a player that might have more of an important role to play throughout the course of the campaign. I suppose we play Ayr United next weekend. Logan can't play against us, but will be able to play against everybody else, and hopefully over the course of the season takes some valuable points off some of our rivals as well. We would class Ayr United as a rival. They've been up there competing in recent seasons. So it's a bit of a calculated gamble, if you like. Logan needs to go and play regularly to try and earn himself a contract, whether it's here or somewhere else next season. And as I said, the contribution that Ayr United are making to us towards his wages might come in handy for ourselves as well.
Looking at the backing that turned out at Tannadice last time out, fantastic visual display when you came out onto the park, large numbers turned out. Does that sort of thing add any pressure to you for playing at home when you have that sort of numbers and these sort of things happening as a team when the teams come in?
No, I would like to turn it the other way and use it to a real advantage, and I think that's what it was for us on 2 Saturdays ago against Dunfermline. I think it was a real advantage to us. I think opposition players will be spooked by it sometimes and not used to playing in front of that level of intensity, if you like. The atmosphere that the supporters created on the day was brilliant, and I think they enjoyed what they saw on the day, albeit not the result that we were all hoping for, which is why so many of them stuck with us right till the end. And I think they can recognise what we're trying to do. We're trying to play a good brand of football that's going to be entertaining to them. We've got some really good pace and energy in the team. We're trying to play a high tempo game that's going to excite them and give them value for money, I suppose. And over the course of the season, I think if we could play that way consistently, I think we'll get the results that we're looking for. And we had 9,000, I think, in excess of 9,000 against Dunfermline. I think if we're playing well consistently and we're up the top end of the table throughout the course of the season, I think we'll have in excess of 10,000 fans on a regular basis, which is great testament to the supporters that are out there.
And looking at Matthew Kuju's goal, not just that one, but the other one against Arbroath, how pleasing is that to see him develop and actually start scoring goals at this level? Because he didn't score too many last season, but he certainly developed, and he has that in his back pocket he can pull at any time.
Yeah, I mean, Matty didn't get enough, probably, or as much game time as what he would have liked last season. We were playing, at a better level, with the greatest of respect to the teams that we're playing against now. Obviously, in the Premier League, it was a lot more physical, I felt, in the Premier League, and probably didn't suit Kuj as much as what this division does. He's had a terrific, start to the league campaign. He's had 2 very good games with 2 important goals, but I do think it's important that we all stay level and calm about the situation and try and keep the young lad's feet on the ground and not get too carried away. If he consistently puts in performances like he did in the opening 2 fixtures, then we're going to have ourselves a very, very good player. But like with any young player out there, tends to be inconsistencies and sometimes dips in form, and he understands that we trust him and that we believe in him, and that we're going to give him the platform to go and play games. But it's up to him to make sure that he continues to play at a high level, because nobody's guaranteed of a jersey and nobody's guaranteed of a place in the team, and for Coach to stay in the team, then he's got to perform like he has done in the opening 2 fixtures on a regular basis going forward.
Just lastly, the team news for this weekend?
Yeah, I mean, obviously Freeman is going to miss out, and Sibbald and Docherty as well. Unfortunately, looks as if the game's going to come too soon for both of them. I'd like to think Docherty and Freeman will be back in time for the Airdrie game, and then Sibbald probably 2 or 3 weeks after that. We've got Chris Mockery coming back into the squad, which is great. Yeah, we're in a good position. I think we've got apart from the three I mentioned, a very good, strong, healthy squad that can go down to Ayr United and have a successful afternoon.
It's a new setup this year for Dundee United. How are you enjoying the new players being around you, playing up the Blue Mill and Matthew Kudju and things? How's that fitting in for you?
I think really well. I think every day in training we're sort of coming together as a front three, if you want to look at it like that. But there's a lot more players that will be playing in those positions throughout the season as well. And the gaffer's very big on working on different sort of combinations throughout the week in training, so that everyone's getting used to each other's sort of styles of play. And as long as we keep doing that, there's plenty of options in this squad for everyone to keep getting pushed along throughout the week and also in games as well.
It's going to be probably a difficult season to get through, but with the squad Dundee United have, there's plenty of options that are there, but sometimes that leaves players like yourself frustrated when you don't fit into that option. Is that something that's concerning to you this season?
Not at all. I think everyone in that change room is in the same mindset of what this team's goal is this year, and there's no question about that. It's to hopefully get promoted and to win the league. And as long as we are pushing each other along day in, day out to eventually meet that goal, that's all that matters.
And looking at the challenge that's there this weekend, going away to Ayr, what is it you're looking forward to most for this weekend's challenge?
Just continuing to go in the right direction we are as a team. We're only 2 games into the season, there's still so much to be played, so much learning still to be done for the squad, and this weekend is another step forward in making sure that we're going in the right direction. As I said before, we'll go with our game plan, and it's over to us to carry that out.